All right. I think you guys can hear me now. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Sorry. Crazy morning. Let me see. Let's see. It was Ross yesterday. Trying to get the Pip Chip giveaway up. There we go. And I got all these buttons. Stream. Okay. Man, there's like 12 windows now. All right. So I think you guys can hear me. From what I can see, you should be able to. Um, but yeah, crazy morning. So we're actually Jin has we're gonna go visit, quote, maybe Jin's new school, right? Um, I guess at 11 o'clock today, she there's a place that we've wanted to take her to. We had to wait till she was 3, but they're doing like an open house for for potential new students, and Jin is like dying to go to school. So we're gonna go check school out. So I got a bolt here, pretty much right at 10:30. So I may try to fly through at the very end so I can get her dressed, because I was like, I'm not gonna dress her now, and then she'll get banana all over her. My wife's like, don't let her pick out her own clothes. Make sure you pick out stuff. I was like, okay. So I was joking with my wife. I was like, I'm gonna have Jin pick out my clothes because that seems fair, right? She's like, no, don't do that either. So should be a fun morning. Either way. All right. So overall, decent movement. Obviously, it looks like the pound is moved only none, right? One pip in 24 hours, but we know there's been massive movement with the pound, like 100 something pips up in pound dollars. So, this 7 a.m., we talked about it yesterday. I've talked about it multiple days. That this is going to be a boom morning, right? Just all the stuff. I mean, again, I've been more on the positive side, the bullish side for the pound, really, right? We expected nothing but good data. So, at this point, it was there. I hope you guys got it, and hope you took advantage of it. It was a huge move. I'll show it to you. I mean, there was knockouts that were sitting there for 2 different products, which were amazing. Um, it's very rare that we get that many knockouts in the right places, right? I mean, the oil ones are never in the right place. The pound ones this morning were just in the perfect places. So hopefully you grabbed that. Also, the unemployment claims data was good, and it's funny, the overall markets did like nothing. I don't know if you saw it a little while ago. Where is it? Yellen is speaking today with basically everybody up in New York, right here on Thursday. Uh, to talk about the recent volatility in the financial markets. I don't know why the picture they're using for her is like, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like, is she pooping? Like, I mean, that's what I feel like, right? That's like the face you make. You're like, here it comes, right? Right? I'm sorry if that offends people, but I feel like that's it. Right? I mean, that's the best picture that they could come up with her as far as a thumbnail. But I don't know. It is what it is. So anyway, this is probably going to paralyze the markets a little bit today. Being that, the Treasury Secretary, she obviously, her policies and things like that can obviously mess with the market just a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what she's going to say. I mean, it's supposed to be about like GameStop and things like that, and but the way that the markets are, you're not going to really be able to control that. I don't know. I mean, the GameStop thing is hysterical because it's like back down to like $90. So like all those people, it's like I'm wondering, did the guy that bought it for 480, right? Is that guy still holding it and still trying to be like, it's not worth anything now, so I might as well just not even get rid of it. Like has he rotated into that kind of like hope, like maybe it'll come back one day, right? I mean, if it was bad before, it's going to be bad after. So it's like, what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? But yeah, so that's what the news is for today. For the most part, 5:30 today. Again, obviously the Nate shares can't trade it, but we're gonna have Low speaking at 5:30, and then we have the monetary policy statement at 7:30. So there could be some more bang tonight with the Aussie. It's going to be hard to see which one he drops the bomb at, though. So you got to be kind of cautious with this one. We'll see. One of these two will be a nice little mover. I'm wondering if his speeches is going to get it all out, right? If he gets all the speeches out, but then like everybody knows what the monetary policy statement is going to be because he gets all the quotes out early. So, yeah, right. Talking about those things gives her stomach aches. I know, probably, right? It is what it is. So going into tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we won't speak until about 9:30. All this stuff comes in at 8:30 tomorrow morning. So there's going to be some CAD data out there. So potential ways to play this are going to be over in the CAD yen market, right? Because that will kind of insulate us from some of the dollar news a bit. Unemployment is supposed to go up. I have a feeling that they're going to miss on this one. I think the 8.9 may be a little bit high. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes in at 8.7, 8.8, somewhere in there, and not the 8.9. I think this is an overshoot, so I do think that CAD yen will be a popper tomorrow. As far as dollar or U.S. data, the fact that they're holding this at 62, I think they're. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking by holding this one at 62. The data before was 3 times as bad. Wednesday's ADP number was great. It was a really good ADP number. So the fact that they're still holding us at 62, I'm not exactly sure what they're thinking. So I'm pretty sure that this will be a miss to the top side as well. And then obviously we have the PMI, but we will talk before then. So unemployment rate, I wouldn't be surprised if this one holds. Or me, I don't know. I don't feel like it's going to go down. This one may hold. I feel like this is an overshoot. I feel like this one may be close. Yeah. I don't know. I think the big news will be what does unemployment change rate is. Average hourly earnings is not going to be a big deal, but I think CAD yen is going to be the way to play this one tomorrow. Dollar CAD maybe if these all come in exact, which I don't think the non-farm number is. Dollar CAD may be a little bit funky, but we'll see where we're at as far as levels go. All right. Let's dive over into the charts. So we'll go over to here. All right. It's funny. Like I'm looking at. There we go. All right, it worked. Dow is rallying up there. It's finally moving from the open, so it's finally reacting. So let's start across in the currency range. So as you guys can see, on a 4-hour wise, we're kind of still stuck in that middle on the high, on the higher time frame, right? As far as intraday levels, we kind of drew a top to bottom, and you can see it really just kind of went sideways. Like yesterday was like, hey, somebody check the pulse of the Aussie. We think it went to sleep, and it really didn't do much. I mean, I would say that I can move this over because price is kind of getting a bit closer here. Right. This I can move. Whoops. I wanted to take it with me, not click it. I would say that that's probably still a valid area, top and bottom, like for today. Again, 75, 77, and then 76, 87, top and bottom. But when it goes sideways like this, I mean, I guess top to bottom, if you call it the very, very peak, which probably not, it's only 30 pips worth of movement. So, yeah, right now I would say, the way this is looking, it's messing with these buyers in here. Again, I would hold until we can kind of get down back into this, 75, 80-ish range, right? I think is probably a little bit lower because, again, that's a 4-hour zone, and we got a little one that kicks in here at 75, 77. So, yeah, right there. So, right now, bearish 75, 77 would be my potential rollover point. It is the extreme of the intraday curve level. Look for a rollback up into this middle range. Aussie yen. So Aussie yen did grind a little bit higher and kind of went off. Here, I'll just move these. Actually, I guess I don't need these. You guys can see in the Aussie yen. Aussie yen drove up, and again, it hit a level. It had a little small kind of failure to go higher in here. I think you can see it better on the 30-minute. Yeah, you can see it on the 30-minute. Wasn't a major mover, like I said. Curve-wise, 80, 51, 79, 32. Again, this is a little bit more of an aggressive on the hourly. You know, you can see it tagged it here on the 30-minute. You can see it grabbed, and I think it was rather minor, right? Yeah, it was about 4.5, almost 5 pips there, is what the zone was. So it was pretty tiny. And again, it pushed down. It ran into where it should have. I would say bearish on this one as well. And again, you guys can see here's kind of where the base was formed. But again, 1 touch, 2 touches. We're going into 3 right now. We're in a level for it to break. But you know, there's only 8 pips before we run in the buyers. So it's not really like a Harry Potter candidate or anything. It's more one of those ones that it's so constrained right now. There's not a whole lot we can do with it. Now at 5 o'clock tonight, that may give us some power to kind of push through. You know, there is an hourly level here that runs right into the 4 hour. So, you know, that could be an aggressive entry. It's going to take about 45 pips to get down there though. So this would be some major Australian weakness to get there. Like I said, it's got to punch through here and then it's got all this junk. A lot of junk to go through right here before we can kind of get like a decent roll. So, I mean, the short from going back in the upper third, great. You know, that works. I like the 80 better. It gives us more room to run here. You know, it's a viable zone, but again, we're going kind of right back into the middle and we got, you know, only about 20 pips before we run back into buyer. So bearish, but not one of those things that I love. It's not the best opportunity, right? Going over to Euro Yen. Euro Yen also, again, we mentioned this yesterday. This area, yeah, there's so many different kind of small, tiny levels here where there's buyers. We drew this here. I mean, again, the way that the wicks are always, you know, getting higher, it's going to be difficult to get through. And again, we took one bounce off of it, went back up, grabbed some sellers, and we're still skating in that middle of the area curve. As you can see, the data this morning was pound, not European-based data, and it's just kind of it's just going sideways. So, you know, we're getting late in the week. You know, it's Thursday. Don't really have much of a trend, and I don't even think. I mean, I don't even think we have anything small. Let me go back over. No, I mean, there's a little bit of data tomorrow morning. Like Italian retail sales is not going to move the euro, right? French trade balance, German factory orders month over month down a little bit, maybe, but not. I wouldn't say anything is really earth shattering. We really need this one to move. We really need something, you know, additional on this one. Actually, let me put this here to make this a little easier to see. Whoa, I was like, whoa, I got it right the first time. Right there. All right. All right. Yeah, I don't really have any setups in this one, guys. Like I said, I'm not about to take it long off of here. I think there's more pressure to push this one down. I do think the European Union is in a bad place, and we haven't really heard everything yet. So I would say bearish. If I had to put a stamp on this one, I would put a bear stamp on this one and be like, yeah, we're gonna start going lower. Maybe I'll start doing that. I'll get like an icon that I can like stamp it, be like, yep, that's bearish, that's bullish, that's bearish, and just start placing one of those things for the day. Whew. All right, so let's go across to the pound yen. Obviously, a gigantic push higher. Now, this is a level that, yeah, I mean, we've had the level sitting there. We have the, I mean, the zone's there. There's not much to say about this one. Now, this is an area we're looking about going down that, again, decent buyers, decent push here, and it hasn't made it back yet. And I mean, I haven't touched this chart today, guys. This is the chart that we've talked about all week and talking about this level here. It was a gap in, and there was a nice touch. And I mean, there's a drawing. We've had, 131 pips movement off of that one. Now, I will say I would be looking for some type of a reversal up here. It has pushed up, and as you guys can see, I'll move this over just a bit there. We'll continue to move that across, and we'll move this in. As you can see, we're getting back up into that 44.34 level that we had some interest in. Now, we did have a small level here. We talked about this 144. Again, with this emotional move up, this was an aggressive entry if you're looking to get into it, but it's so hard to take this when you have the 4 hour level right above it. And you can see it got close, and I'm hoping this is not where it turns. Let me see. It's kind of turning in that level. Let me delete that. Yeah. Let's see. Delete. And remember, we don't flip, right? This would have been the target for this entry, right? We don't do buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. We don't keep flipping trades back and forth. So this would have been the target, would have been right here. And again, that's actually right at the 1 to 5 level. So that would have been a decent target. And we're holding now. I mean, really, at this point, I mean, I'd be looking for. I don't know if we're going to get it yet. I mean, it's trying, but it's not there yet. But I'm looking for some type of a parabolic move back into that level. This is obviously we know why it went up, but again, we're approaching this higher time frame. 144.34 is a decent level, but again, this is just too big of a cliff too quickly. Those tend to retrace back to the downside. So, yeah, we don't have the top end that we'd like to see yet. Let me see on a 15. Do we have it? No, not yet. There's a small level right here too. Not yet, but I would, where are we at? Now I'm curious. Very curious now. Let me see. Pound yen. That is approximately where? Let's see. Gonna need something close. It would be this one. 144.60. Nah. I was gonna see if there was a knockout that gives us a little bit extra time, but there's not. The closest one is gonna be 144.60. So yeah, not the best one there. It was a shot, but yeah, I would be looking to retrace this one. Maybe not today, but it could be going into tomorrow as well. Any type of negative news should help us retrace this back to the downside as well. But keep an eye on that one. But hopefully you guys got this long. Again, this is a level we mentioned. Definitely, without a doubt, on Tuesday we were talking about this level. It's been drawn. This would have been on the 3rd. Yeah, so it would have been. I know we did it yesterday too, but we've been talking about this level. So hopefully you guys got this one. Pound. There was the morning pound again, 7 o'clock. Actually, at 6:45, 6:30 is when it pushed into that level at 135.68. It's an hourly level. You can see it right there. Again, driving into there pre-news, there was the knockout, right? For the orange, you guys can see the knockout. 137 is the level that we mentioned yesterday. Well, there you go. We got right up to that level. This was a huge mover as well, coming up 131 pips as well. I would say this one, same thing. Parabolic move. I'd be looking for a retracement back to the downside. I don't think, let me see. Do we have one up here? At 137. It's a bit far now. There was one at 137.04, and that was the closest. So the next closest one was sitting right here. So that would have been close. You possible to snag, but pretty close. So yeah, I mean, right now it's about $30 risk on that one. It's too much. About 33. Yeah. I like a retrace in this one as well. And again, use those same two levels. Again, remember, your profit targets to the downside on this one now need to be placed a little bit before the takeoff occurred. I'd set it here for 135.78 would be where I'd be looking for that one to come back down. And again, get your profit before the zone. There's no point in playing with the zone. This is where front runs happen. People try to get a little bit greedy, and they're like, oh, I want it to go just a bit here, and then it rolls and goes higher. Remember, only 2 days left in the market. Actually, we got basically a day, and we got 26 hours left, right, for the pound to be able to do its thing. Now, who knows? Maybe Yellen will talk about something today, and again, we'll get that dollar strength back in, which again will drive this straight down. Again, on a fundamental basis, it is completely set up for a retracement. So do like that for a roll and flip. All right. Going into the euro pound. So euro pound is the exact opposite. Guess what time? I'm going to say it right now. Guess what time it hit this 30-minute level? I don't know if you guys can see the bottom here. Guess what time it hit this level? There's 7 o'clock right there. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. You guys see my cursor right there? That's 7 o'clock. This last green one this green one right here is 6:30. We tagged, and guess what happened? 7 o'clock. Poof, through the floor, right? And this one, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Here, I'll do where is it? I want an arrow. Can I get an arrow? Yeah, I can't really flip the arrow though. This level right here, 1 to 5. Right? There's your 1 to 5 level. There's your 1 to 10 level. So you can see at this point, we're at like 1 to 15 on the downside. Amazing mover. But again, I mean, these are things that we preach all the time. If you don't have a lot of time to trade, figure out when the highest impact news releases are. Go there about a half hour before the news release. See if we're approaching a decent 30-minute level. See what available options we have out there for it, and take it. I mean, there's no other. And again, if this was Nadex, this thing blew through everything. I mean, this is a huge mover, and we're talking 80 pips in 2 hours. Huge mover, right? Hold on, I gotta adjust the baby here. The baby has a bony butt. She rotates, and I'm like, oh, I can't feel that leg. All right, so right now I'd be looking for the same thing. A bit of a retracement. I mean, this one is hard because we're not going to get as much strength out of the euro. I mean, obviously the dollar definitely has the ability to do some strengthening today. The euro, not as much. So I think this one will be much, much slower. I mean, in fact, this one does have the ability to grind a bit lower. You can see we were looking for targets down to 87.19. This one, if we stabilize here and don't start to pull back, I think this one could continue to push lower. Yeah, I mean, it has the power to go lower without a doubt. I'm just trying to think. Let me see news wise. Do we have any European wise with nothing? Pound. Bailey is speaking again tomorrow at 8:30. So this is going to be interesting. I wonder. Question is if we can hold. Like I said, I do think that the target's lower. I do think the 87.19 should be on our radar for our target south. I don't see European strength coming back in. With everything today and what they mentioned, I can see Bailey being more positive tomorrow. And again, that could be the driving factor that pushes us down. So it's got about another 50 pips to drop before the weekend. I would like to go into this level down here at 87.20 for the weekend. But right now, I think probably keeping this one bearish is probably the key. And like I said, we'll see if it's able to hold here. If these wicks are the bottom. I don't know. I mean, a couple ways you could play this. You could set an alert here and say, "Hey, listen, I want to know when it goes lower." Right? I want to know when it goes lower. And again, any level of basing that we create here is good. You know, if we create a basing level here, that could give us a potential. If we push down, that could give us a potential for additional shorts. All right, so that is not a bad thing. All right. Euro dollar. I'll go back at the 30-minute. All right, so euro dollar, you can see as well. Euro dollar. We had that Harry Potter here, and again, you were in, went almost. The Pipette gang gotcha, and then boom. So even if you got the original entry here, you've had to hold it for 3 days. But again, we did go past, and we are now at our 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio. The ATR was huge on this one because I was trying to help Debbie with some 5-minute stuff. Yeah. Right now, I would say probably wait. Yeah, I would say stay bearish this one. I would. I mean, again, this one is seeing a lot of dollar strength in it. We're not seeing that in the pound as much. But I think if we get into this level down here, 1950 to really 1960, that 11 pip range, I think could be a decent reversal spot. And again, it's not ideal. I mean, 10:30 is where we like the reversals. There's no other news in this one. So, yeah. How much we got to move on this one? 16. If you're holding, again, I would move my stop loss up. If you are still short this one and you're letting this one trail, again, I'd move my stop loss up to this level here. Put yourself probably at 1995 is where I'd put my stop at this point. Just keep trailing it until we hit 1960 and then take yourself out. Is probably the best way to handle this one right now. You know what? Let me draw my box. Excuse me. I've been trying to stay consistent with this. 3 o'clock is there. So this one actually, most of it was from last night. So this one is 3 o'clock candle there to the 9 o'clock candle is there. Right there. Just change that to blue. There we go. All right. Yeah, so this one is definitely the overnight. But again, that same level. Look, entry, down, entry, Pipette gang gotcha. It stinks. You're like, no! I gave you another chance. Mess switch again. And then boom, popped in. So again, set and forget, walk away. You were good to go on that one. Decent little runner on the euro dollar. Wait for it to come back down a little bit lower, and you were good to roll. Now, dollar CAD. Yeah. Dollar CAD is still staying inside of that same range. Again, I'm still looking for this level at 28.63. I actually like this one for tomorrow. Let me see. How much movement can we get? Hold on, I'm checking a resource real quick. Dollar CAD. Yeah, actually, let me switch back to this one. Here's what the CAD unemployment rate. As you can see, it seems like they're pretty negative, right? It seems like they're pretty negative on the unemployment rate for these things. So again, a positive unemployment rate miss. That is excellent for dollar CAD going down. Let me see how much. I'm looking at another one. 1 second, guys. I'm checking something out real quick. Looking through a spreadsheet here. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Okay. So yeah. All right. Let me go back to MT4. All right. So that level is a decent level. We got to get up about 35 more pips, which is absolutely doable for today. What I'd be looking for is if we can get up here before the non-farm data and everything comes out tomorrow at about probably about 8 o'clock, right? Because again, it's an 8:30 release. Getting something in this range is probably decent. All right. It does go from the top third back into the middle, which I do like. I think that's definitely something that, again, we want that, right? I mean, that's the ideal situation. Is it as clean of a level as the 129? No. Okay. I'd be a bit cautious with this one in the overnight, only because, again, we have 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches. So this is technically hit number 4, but it has had a gap and it has had a very, very strong kind of stopping and then pushed back to the downside. So there is potential. Now, if we're able to go up and we kind of push through this one, right? And again, in the overnight, I would only take this if we're at this level for non-farm. Yes, take it. If it's in the overnight, I'd be a little bit more hesitant with it. Then I'm looking for the top level here at 129.06 to 129.40 for something short. I do think we need to, we want to see this go higher today. We want to see this dollar strength coming in because I do, based off of what the forecasts are and kind of the analysis of how far this can move, this can be a decent runner back to the downside. The 126.87, I don't think we're going to kind of suddenly flip and head all the way down there. That would be more for targets tomorrow, but I do think, again, kind of getting this, kind of taking this short is where I think the ideal situation is for this one. All right. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Again, look for those two levels, 126.63, 129.06 as well. Now, dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, we are off to the races. We got a little bit of a pullback. This is one of those like slow Harry Potters, right? I mean, you can see it did come up at base, it dropped, it hit it, it dropped, and kind of got a second time. So it's moving. It's going to be slow, but again, it is pushing to the top side. And again, that's what we were looking for this one to do, to go up to 90.71. All right. Not much to say. I mean, like I said, it's being rather slow. In I don't know, in 6 hours. In 6 hours, it's moved 12 pips. So again, watching paint dry. I just can't. I can't participate in that type of fast. It's fast and furious here, right? Get your race cars out. I just can't. Not much I can do on that one. Other opportunity, people to see, coffee to drink. Not much I can do, right? Dollar yen. So dollar yen is finally up into those areas. Ideally, we would like this to get up a bit higher. I would like this to get up to 105.50. Right now, it's currently at 105.37. So it's pretty close. It's in the first of the levels. Typically, again, remember when we have level on top of level stack, we like to get the farther one. It's a little bit more conservative. It's there. It's close. I'm hoping Yellen doesn't screw this one up and shoot it all the way back down, but I'd like to be up there for tomorrow for non-farm. I think that'll give us a decent run back to the downside. So, I mean, it's finally up. And again, there was a little pop in here. Again, you can see up, base, pull, and we mentioned that we had hit here, base. This is a long hit, another hit, and this was number 4 that went through. So we expected the break. Now we really just need this to start, giving us the confirmation to roll over. My coffee maker died yesterday. After the moment of silence, I'll be stealing it. I don't know. Might get used a lot. I might have to fight you for that one. My wife wanted to get one of those like Ninja coffee. So here's the thing. My wife got us one of those like Ninja coffee makers. I used to have a Keurig, but she's like, no, it's environmentally bad. The maker of Keurigs wished he never invented it. Yada yada yada. So we went back to the old school one with the coffee pot, but you can do like individual cups. Like it has the 3 settings and stuff. It uses coffee grounds. Well, she got it because It has like the attachment to like froth milk or whatever. But it's like, who has time for that, right? I mean, I think she's used it twice. I think I used it making her like a coffee one time. I think that's it. So we've never really used it. So we have this Ninja coffee maker, and it gets used quite often though. So again, looking for rollover here. So NQ, let's go down to NQ levels. All right. So remember, we play NQ right here. We are kind of yesterday we mentioned that on a purely technical level we had shorts set up, and yeah, there was plenty of shorts in here, right? Again, we got an entry here, another entry here. There's a little again for you guys that are in the know. Here is a halfway back short, and actually there was about 3 halfway back shorts in here. It was pretty funny. I wanted to message Jack because he's doing his little his like mastermind excursion, like pay for my vacation thing. And I was like, wow, Jack, there was like 4. I'm like, how much did you guys make? Because there was like 4 halfway backs in the NQ yesterday. So hopefully he was able to grab. I'm sure, I know that he did. It's just how many that he's able to grab. Again, we were looking to get short here, right, and just ride it down to our targets. Right now, I would say, I don't know. I mean, this got kind of front run here. I don't know. I mean, I 1336 was the target that I mentioned yesterday. This is where the last time we had a base in a nice pop, and you can see we tagged right off the 1336. That was the exact reversal point that this rolled back up again. And right now, it looks like it wants to go down. Like I said, I don't think Yellen talking today or meeting with people is going to be overall positive for the economy. I don't think Yellen is the bringer of butterflies and Skittles. That's not her. With that face, it's definitely not her. My Nespresso came with a frother. I'm going to spend like 15 minutes and froth something for 2 hours. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Brewmaster, exactly, right? Exactly. And it's like, yeah, it's not like it's funny. It's not. It's not even. It's not even like one of those like air frothers. It's one of those things that's like a little blender. So like I've had like espresso machines in the past, and like shooting the steam into the milk, that can kind of be fun. Like it's pressurized. It could be like a potato cannon, right? Just with milk. This is like a little thing. It's like a wand, and it's like an immersion blender that spins around. It doesn't heat up or anything. So it's literally just like a milk agitator, not even like the heater frother. So I feel like it's just yeah, it's blah. It's blah. But yeah, it does take forever. And I made it for my wife, and she was like, "Yeah, it's okay." I was like, I spent all that time doing this. I'm like, whatever. But my wife and I have turned cheap with COVID. She's like, why would I spend $6? So I don't know if you guys know what this is, right? Do you guys know what a London fog is? I guess it's not a big thing in the United States. In Canada, it's like a huge thing, right? Yeah, well, she's on a big London fog kick. I'm like, I'm not, but like they go to Starbucks and get one. It's like $8. I'm like, I'm not paying $8 for you to have some, to do this. A tea bag is like 30 cents. We're not going to get an $8 thing. So I think that's the other reason she got it. My wife is super thrifty. She loves coupons. It's like she's like the best wife ever because she loves coupons. She's like, hey, listen, we're trying this meal service. The first meal is free, and then the next week we get more stuff delivered. She's like, hey, there's another one that like the first 5 days of meals are free, and she's like, cancel at any time. So my wife is like yeah, awesome wife. She's all about that. She loves the coupon life. She can tell you, like, so we just had a Lidl open up. I don't know if you guys know what Lidl is. She's like, I like Aldi because Aldi is 40% cheaper than Safeway. And Lidl, she's been waiting for it. Lidl is cheaper than Safeway, but about 20% more expensive than Aldi. But she's got, it's 5 minutes away versus being like 25 minutes away. So she's got it mastered. Girl Scout cookies. You know how they're $6 a box? I do believe that they extort you. I believe they put Coke in the cookies so you can't stop eating Girl Scout cookies. Lidl has their version, although I like the tag-alongs. Instead of being the white on the bottom, they're chocolate, but they're 96 cents for a box. Same number in there. I'm all about supporting the Girl Scouts, but think about it, guys. $5, $6 for a box of cookies for Girl Scouts, or 98 cents, or 93 cents. With taxes, that's like 99 cents. I'm telling you, I got the best wife. Best wife. And yes, I still eat half the package because it's $1. I mean, it's $1. If I can eat half a package of tag-alongs and it's only $1 I'm wasting, it's COVID weight, right? It's COVID weight. I'm bulking. It's bulking season. Right now, nothing really close for the 15-minute. Like I said, the 15 minutes have been golden. There's a small area here. I wouldn't be taking it. It does look like it wants to push lower. Wait for 13,362 for a roll. S&P. So S&P is like, it popped, right? It popped. It's not a 15-minute level I'd be interested in, though. I mean, we're waiting for this to push higher. We know we got a level here. We're looking for kind of an established level risk to go up. It's a nice pop. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this does roll over. Again, we're at that 10:30 mark. That's a huge pop off the open, or a little bit after the open. I mean, unless, hold on, did Yellen say something? Hold on, let me go back. Did Yellen speak? Let me see. Factor orders rose. That's not a big deal. Well, I guess factor orders helps a little bit, but yeah. So Yellen has not said that world peace is here yet. Yeah, I'd look for a level of basing in here, and I think that this one has the ability to go short as well. Yeah, it's got to go a bit more before I'm willing to take something, really long on that one. Wait, where the heck did that thing go? Oh, it's a little tiny zone. Yeah, that little zone was not. I wasn't interested in that one at all. But you can see right here on a 4-hour basis, we're sitting in this big chunk of sellers. There's a bunch of sellers sitting in here, so I'd be looking for a rollover of the S&P. Take this one short, drop it down to a 30-minute. Unfortunately, there's no great levels in here. I wonder if we have to. Probably there. We're at this first little chunk right here. So let's see if we can get a reverse off that level. And remember, my numbers are slightly off, but do it off of the bottom of this body, top of this candle here. Back on 126. Okay. Look for a roll and potential short right there. Okay. Dow. The Dow is cruising. Now, again, factory orders will help this one. Not surprised that this one is bouncing. There was a couple different entries in here on this. Small entry here, another small entry here to the top side. Again, the overnight was up. You could have definitely gotten the pullbacks on this one and gotten long. We had a position up here, but again, this one has been front running. Again, this is news punching through. We were looking for this to hit yesterday. Okay, now we are hitting our 4-hour as well. I'm actually going to punch this. Oops, oh, not that. Messing it all up. Looking for a reversal off of there. Yes, Jin, jumping on the bed. Again, very fast movement up. Let's see. Something along those lines. And it's coming off of here. There you go. Actually, the ideal profit target is going to be 37.71. Epic excuses for eating a case of cookies. They're only 1 cent. Not 1 cent, like less than $1. All right. That's the only reason, Ernest, I don't eat more Girl Scout cookies, because, like, man, these are like $6 a box, right? Like, I can have 5 of these cookies, and it's like, man, I just ate like $4 worth of cookies. It's like, man, gotta do with that $4. But when they're like literally like just a few cents, I mean, it's like, think about it, right? When you open that can of Pringles chips, do you feel bad for eating 1 Pringles? No. I mean, but if that was like a $10 container of Pringles, you're like, man, if I just ate, and it's like, man, I just ate $1 worth. I ate like six of these. Like, maybe you want to like ration it. But if the entire can is $1, it's like almost like just like a snack, right? It's $1. I mean, come on, it's just $1, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? I mean, Pringles, you can't have just 1, right? Nobody can have just 1. You got to turn it sideways, and then you try it with 2, and then you broke the chip below it, so you need to eat it. I mean, come on, there's a plan for this. All right, so take this short. Gold ended up doing a Harry Potter drop, and we finally broke through. We talked about it yesterday. We had multiple hits, but if we were looking for a break of that 1825 and could get a pullback, we got exactly what we said. We dropped, we based, we pulled back, we tagged it, and we went in the overnight session straight down. All right. I wouldn't be looking for a long in this one, although this is a fast kind of parabolic move. We do like a retrace. I think the 1773, it's a 4-hour level. It's a much cleaner level. I mean, there's small stuff that we got to turn on. I mean, if I go back, you guys can see it. You can see this little kind of chunking through, and there's little stuff in here, right? Ascending candles here, little base here, little base here, but really the first clean level and test is coming in much, much lower. So, I think we got a bit more room to run on this one. I mean, if we retrace now, it's kind of like that was not really the cleanest level to go off of, but if you want to do it, sure. But again, there was our trade setup from the overnight. This one kicked in at about 2 o'clock of the European session. Is the exact setup we talked about: drop, base, pullback, snag that level, hit number 4 or 5. Again, great short to the downside. Not much else we can do at this point with this one. Um, so yeah, gold is pretty much, in my eyes, gold is pretty much done for today. Um, if anything, maybe it retrace back a little bit, but I don't think there's too much. I mean, we literally just banged off the 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio for gold. Um, I don't know. I mean, tomorrow if we can rally back up, there's a small position up top, but there's just nothing clean in this one right now. Right, the trade literally we just hit profit target less than 30 minutes ago. Okay, silver. Silver is kind of in that. And again, look at this, guys. Silver is not at 1,000. I can't believe it, right? It's not at 1,000. What the heck? It was supposed to go to 1,000. No, just kidding. It wasn't supposed to go to 1,000. As much as Reddit would have liked it, it wasn't going to 1,000. And it didn't even hit 50. All these people are like, I don't get the 50. I'm just going to throw a big number out there. Even with that, it didn't make it. And miraculously, this looks just like the GameStop chart. Imagine that. Just like the GameStop chart. I can't believe it. Question is, will we push back lower into the 25s? I think where we are now, I mean, it was able to stabilize. We got low. Obviously, this one, I think people are scared of silver at this point. It didn't have the same push down that we had. Trying to think where we would take this short. And again, it's an okay base. Problem with this Harry Potter is we do have a level right below in the 30 minutes. So although on the larger time frame we like this one short, it only had a little bit of a room to run. I mean, it's nice here, right? But we knew we were going to have people step into this market at 26.08, right? 26.08 was a level. And again, you can see the 26.08 right there. You can see that's exactly where the buyer stepped in. So, not necessarily an intraday kind of setup on this position. I'll just remove it now. It's through, but with this level here and with it turning, I'm not gonna necessarily worry about it. We'll continue this across though. Um, Unfortunately, this one is so consolidated. I mean, we've got sellers, 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 kind of cramping this thing down to the top. Um, and we're like really pinched. Like this is, I mean, really between here and here is kind of where that's where we're kind of stuck right now, right? And again, this is a decent base, drop base, and it hasn't been back. So, man, silver is so consolidated. I kind of want Yellen to say something so we shoot back up and get all this junk out of the way. Yeah, I mean, I would really like price to get to here for silver. I'm into silver there, and I like silver. I mean, I guess that's a decent level, but I kind of like silver down here a little bit better. I like it down at 25. So yeah, we need a little bit more movement here. All right, let's go across. Let's do oil. Oh, I got to go back to this one. There we go. All right. So yesterday we mentioned that we had this larger time frame zone, starting at approximately 1550 here, all the way up to what was 50? Yeah, 1550, all the way up to 1565. We ended up getting a base put in, and then again this morning we had kind of a rollback, right? We pushed up, we were getting basing, we were getting lower highs in there. And I mentioned coming back down into the 55 level. So actually 5509 is probably fine. Big push down. I mean, again, manufacturing data is great. Yellen speaking, not the best. I mean, again, it's not like the current administration likes oil, right? And the fact that we were able to hold and wasn't able to push gives us a great opportunity. I think Todd actually pulled up a knockout on this one. But again, makes sense that we're getting a pullback. I think areas right here. We got to watch this 53 level. There was a bit of buyers that stepped in and helped base this and kind of punch it higher. So that's one area we need to watch out for. But unfortunately, after this big kind of push in price, I'd say hiccup here. I'd be looking for targets and maybe some stabilization. Probably. Like I said, I like this stabilization point here, but we're gonna have to draw another one. Probably here would be kind of the bottom. Like I said, we're gonna have hiccups here, right? I think the next round of potential reversal is down here, though. I like the way that this looks. I like the fact that, again, this was a level of base and we popped up, we based again, pumped, and then again, we had the buyer step in. And that's coming in right at $55, right? So 55.35, I think, is a potential spot. And again, we're kind of right there. I mean, that's what we're dealing with is the buyers right here. I mean, at this point, I think we're already covered. And again, that's being pretty probably in the overnight. That would have been a better. Ginger, what are you doing? Yes, I see you. Yeah, it's already over. It's 1 to 3. You want to go get dressed? You want to go pick your clothes out? Yeah, the 1 to 3 is already done, unfortunately. So not much we can do. Like I said, if we can get a decent bounce, if we can get kind of a confirmation off this level here at 55.50 or 55.35, there's the potential long, roll back to the top. There's a big move, but I think if this is what we're looking at eight or 10.18, I think we will come back down and maybe stabilize. You know what? Let me pull. What was oil inventory? I didn't even check it yesterday. Yeah, it was it. I did check it. I did know that it was there. So yeah, I mean, this doesn't justify the move that we had, right? That doesn't justify this entire move up being off by just a little bit. So yeah, I would say look for it. Look for this. Look for it. Price to come into here. Whoops. Look for price to come in. Look for a pullback, a little bit of a base here, and then look for a potential bounce. Probably in here. I got to see where it is. Look for something like that. All right. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for oil. Like I said, this is a big push down. Let me see if Yellen made a comment that just kidding about the oil thing. No, just factory orders. I wonder if OPEC said something. Maybe the headline's not out yet. I don't see it yet. There's nothing here, but it should have popped up here. But again, this is not going to move. I mean, factory orders is great, but that's not going to move oil in that direction. So yeah, look for that to push. All right, let's go ahead and do our drawing today. Like I said, I need to make sure I can get out of here at a decent hour. Let's do the drawing right. I know you guys can't see it yet. Let's see. There we go. It worked. All right, let's go here. I will give you guys about 1 more minute to get in. So at 46, I will go ahead and do the drawing. Like I said, I got to get the girl dressed. Got to do the girl's hair. This is about being, daddy daycare. That's what it's all about. The fact that I can, braid a girl's hair. Oh, I can't really braid it. I can ponytail it. I can't braid it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I am the ninja milk agitator. I am not the cappuccino frother. I'm not at that level yet. Unfortunately, I cannot do braids with her hair. But I'm pretty good at ponytails. I'll get better. I'm gonna be that dad on YouTube that has like all the tricks. You guys ever seen that? The dude's got like he's got like a vacuum cleaner with and I did try it. It didn't work out well though. Like the dude that has the vacuum cleaner with the rubber band on it sucks all the girl's hair in and then pushes the rubber band off the hair dryer and it perfectly crimps the hair. Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna be that dad. I'm gonna be like life hacks when you have a daughter. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna make $1 million on YouTube because I have life hacks. How do you do your daughter's hair with a vacuum cleaner? All right, let's go ahead and close the drawing down. Now, was it Eki? No, it was Ross. Ross won yesterday, right? So if Ross wins today, and actually Ross, I think I only gave you 25 pip chips yesterday. Yesterday should have been a double, so I owe you 25 pip chips. If you win today, obviously you get your 100. All right. So let's do the winner of today's drawing. Let's see. Walt Builder's in for 2. Ernest is in for 2. And everybody else is in for 1. Winner of today's drawing is Marina. All right. So I owe Marina 25 and I owe Ross. You know what? Let me do. Oh, wait. We always said we're going to do the second one, right? Let's see who is the first loser today. First loser today is. No, don't mark it as complete. Draw another winner. Ooh. Ernest is the first loser. All right. Marina gets 25. Let's give her 25. And then I owe Ross some extra ones from yesterday. Where the heck is Ross? Right there. I didn't give you 50 yesterday. I only gave you 25. And it's Wednesday. It's supposed to be double day. All right. So that's it for today, guys. Let's see. Yeah, it's having some issues. Look at that. And I'll draw this, but this is not, this was not a trade recommendation, guys. Look at that right there. Right, look at that. Little spin there. All right. So I appreciate it. I got to roll today, guys. I got to get this girl over to her school admissions. I don't know. Tour. I don't know. I guess it's a tour. I guess it's a tour. We already told them, like, hey, listen, the girl doesn't like to wear a mask. It crimps her style. And they're like, don't worry, none of the kids here, none of the kids really are wearing masks. I was like, thank God. She holds it, showed it to everybody, but at first, I was like, come on. All right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good one. You guys take care.